What's up everyone, my name is Vitaly, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about Pinterest labeling pins as AI modified and what to do about it if it's incorrectly done, as well as the general subject of creating AI images on Pinterest and if it's a good idea or not. So for starters, these two pins that you see over here, this one and this one, they were incorrectly labeled as AI modified. And if you have a Pinterest pin that is labeled as AI modified, you'll see right above where it says visit site, it'll be put up. Now you don't see it in these two pins because I actually got that corrected, and I'll explain to you how I did that in this video. But when I did see these labels, I did some research on Google and I asked, does AI modified on Pinterest hurt pin? And the answer, according to the AI overview, was yes, an AI modified or AI generated image on Pinterest can't hurt a pin's visibility and performance. So me personally, I'm trying to get as much traffic as possible from Pinterest to my website because I run an online business, and I'll talk about that more in just a moment. But if this is true, then, and I want my pins to succeed more, then I want to remove the AI labels so the pin can continue to grow and potentially get me more traffic to my website. So that's exactly what I did. But overall, what I'll also be talking about is, what's going on with Pinterest? Why is it doing these things? Is it a bad idea to create AI images? If you have AI images on your Pinterest account, should you start deleting them? What should you do? As well as the general subject of how to get AI modified labels cleared if they're incorrectly put on your pin. So before I do get into that, let me just quickly say that if you are new to this channel, my name is Vitaly, and I cover the subject of online business, making money online, affiliate marketing, those kinds of things, because I do this for a living, including getting traffic from Pinterest. So these are some of my stats in this business. Here are some others. I do this for a living and have for the past 15 plus years. And what I know about this business, paid ads, social media marketing, SEO, all these sorts of things, I share with you on this channel so you can also learn about this as well and potentially start doing this yourself. Now, one of the biggest things that I recommend that you do if you are very interested and are new or struggling to get started is to check out the link below this video to a free beginner course that basically helps you follow along with an action plan to basically follow in my footsteps and do this sort of stuff where you create a website, you get traffic to it, you start potentially earning money from it. This does take time and work, but you get the blueprint of how this is done step by step in action plan, so I highly recommend that you check that out. Now, getting back to the main subject, since Pinterest is one of the traffic sources that I get back to my website that makes me money, obviously I want to get more traffic, and if I have pins that are incorrectly labeled as AI, that can affect it badly, so I want to get that removed. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, again, how do you know if a Pinterest pin is labeled as AI modified? The short answer is you will see that a pin right above where it says visit site will say AI modified. Now, why Pinterest is doing this, I believe that this is for transparency purposes, because they want people to know if an image is real or not. People tend to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to this kind of stuff until there's more further evidence about whether they like or don't like AI images. I think it just stands to kind of stay away from that subject and just, go with the current existing things that go on. So if a Pinterest pin is labeled as AI modified, you will see that label here. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, what if you have a situation like I do where you have thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of pins on your account and you don't know which ones are labeled AI? You can technically go through all of them and see if it's got the AI modified thing on it. And that can just be really annoying, let's face it. I mean, you're not going to go every single day through hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of pins to see if did Pinterest incorrectly label one or more of my pins as AI modified. So the way that I personally do it and the way that I recommend if you're serious about Pinterest is to use a tool called Pinclicks. Now, Pinclicks is basically a keyword research tool mainly for Pinterest. But on top of that, they do also have an account scanner, which will pick up if any one of your pins are labeled as AI modified, and they'll send you a notification. So that's what happened here. I used Pinclicks, and I got an email from them that said, a domain you track has a pin flagged with AI modified, and it says one or more of your pins have been flagged, and it shows a link to the two ones that were here. And I looked at these and I said, this doesn't make any sense. This is incorrect. This is a real image, and so is this in this case. So I was able to take corrective action very quickly in order to do that. Pinclicks helped me with that. They do have, basically I use Pinclicks for more than just, finding out if a pin has been flagged or not. I also use it for keyword research. It's really helped me grow my Pinterest account. I highly recommend it. I'll also leave a link below this video. They have a 5-day free trial at the very least that I recommend that you give a shot with. But once I found that out, the next thing was, how do you appeal it? What do you do if you have an AI modified image incorrectly put on one or more of your pins? How do you fix that? Well, the short answer is there is a resource that Pinterest itself provides, which is what you're looking at over here. I'll also leave a link to it below this video, where it explains how the AI label on pins works. And at the bottom over here, it says appeal your label. And there's a link over here that says contact our customer team, which I clicked on. I filled in the form, the URLs to these two pins in question, and I actually, once I submitted it, it took like maybe less than 12 hours, and this was removed. Now, I can't guarantee that you'll have the same results that I did, but in my case, that was the process that I went through. It got the AI label removed from this one, and that's how I was able to clear this up. So that's how you fix it. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about before I finish up this video is the general subject of using AI images on Pinterest. It's something that people are concerned about, myself included. If you're someone that uses AI generated images to create pins, should you keep doing it? Or if you're in a situation where you already have AI generated images, or rather pins, should you erase them? So this is a bit of a nuanced subject, and I personally believe that in general, a good policy to adhere to is to create real images when you're creating pins. And so that's what I've been doing. Do your best to create as many real images as possible. I use Canva, my own photos. You can buy photos from sites. So there's also royalty-free websites and stuff like that. But try to stick to the whole subject of making real images to avoid this problem in the first place. I don't think that Pinterest hates AI images per se, but I do believe that the fact that they're going in this route where it comes to labeling images as AI correctly or incorrectly tends to show a sign that they're moving in a certain direction where AI images might not be the best way to go moving forward. There are people that I know that are doing really, really well on Pinterest, but they're creating entirely AI generated images which are steering back to the website. They're getting a lot of traffic from Pinterest and they're succeeding, so obviously they're worried with this kind of stuff that's going on. So if you are in that kind of situation, I would say don't delete the existing pins unless there's something going on where you see the AI modified coming again and all that kind of stuff. But moving forward, if you're in that situation, try to make real images to kind of stay on the safe side when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm not saying that your account is going to be screwed or something like that. I have no evidence of that, but I will say that moving forward, it's just generally good policy to create real images, and so that's what I recommend that you do. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I hope that it was clear on this subject. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, I'll leave a few resource links below this video. The first one is to that beginner course that you can get started with for free that basically runs you through the action plan of how I run my online business, how I set things up so you can follow in my footsteps. It's free, it's beginner friendly to get started with. The second one is going to be to the Pinclicks program, which does help you not just with finding keyword volumes for Pinterest and making good pins on popular keywords so you can get more exposure for those pins and traffic back to your website, but also a scanner that will pick up if one or more of your pins have been labeled as AI so you can take corrective action. And the third link will be to that resource where you can appeal your pin or pins if it was incorrectly marked as AI modified. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.